Uh, Hello and welcome to the Checker Flag. I'm Jose.
And I'm Luis.
Today we will talk about last weekend's Austin race.
So, Jose, what do you think about the Austin race?
I think that it was a very productive race. We saw like a lot of new talent, especially with teams changing their drivers. And I think we saw a different kind of race that weekend.
Yes, I think that George Russell especially did a really good job because he started in the pit lanes and ended P6, I think.
Yes,
So,
he went up like 10 positions. He drove really well.
more like, I think 14.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy work.
Anyway, Koke, what did you think about the race weekend, even though you don't know a lot about the sport?
In my opinion, I saw like 30 minutes of it. Ferrari team was incredible.
Uh-huh.
The whole race, they were pretty consistent. They dominated everyone on the race. That's what I
Yes.
think. It was pretty crazy. Max Verstappen, another podium position. Very good by him, but Ferrari was top class.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that Ferrari had a good drive because they ended 1 and 2, which before they struggled a lot to do, but now they can do it, you know?
I think that Ferrari's pit team did pretty well. They got better since last race, so I think that they did a very good job with the pit stops and everything.
And
Yes.
Leclerc, the whole season, he's been pretty consistent. The whole Ferrari team has been pretty consistent, in my opinion.
Yes.
More consistent than Verstappen, I would say.
What did surprise me last season was that Oliver Behrman came in when Carlos Sainz had the appendix surgery, right? So I think he did really well for his first time going from
Yeah.
F2 to F1.
And also, Franco Colapinto, he
Yes.
drove really well. He advanced like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 places on the grid, even though it's his first season in F1, and he's just new to a sport, so.
Norris and Piastri had some pretty close fight during the race.
Yes.
Both McLarens, yes.
Yes, both McLaren had.
With the similar car and both being pretty selfish drivers, I think that they had like a good
one,
fight.
1 second difference.
Yes,
pretty
but I
crazy.
think that Lando's time in F1 over Oscar Piastri like helped him achieve the.
Well, yeah, because he has a lot more experience than Piastri, and Piastri is fairly still a bit new to the sport. So
Sergio Perez did not have a great weekend again.
No, Sergio Perez like fell off this season.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
last season, he was.
people are
going
saying that he's
at
gonna
least,
retire
like,
this season.
Yeah, he was going like P2 and like after Max Verstappen last season, but this season he's like not doing
When
that great.
Verstappen won the world championship, Checo Perez fell off like incredibly.
Yes. I saw there was a scandal that Checo Perez knew there was something wrong with the car, the Red Bull's car, but they kept doing it wrong, so now like the car is not as good as it could have been.
And we can see that in the race. Max Verstappen always dominates Sergio Perez in every race. This season, Sergio Perez's car has not been as good as Max Verstappen's one.
Well, their director of all the technical stuff. He went to Mercedes recently, so I think that could be another reason why the Red Bull team is falling behind this season, as they don't have the new innovation or even the fastest car. Because now McLaren has the fastest car, right?
I also saw there was a scandal with McLaren that they had mini DRS because they had like on the rear spoiler, they had like it was flopping around, and people were saying that it was a mini DRS allowing more airflow.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the DRS system is also a thing that has impacted the sport in many different ways. It makes the straights in the race like a lot more interesting to watch. But yeah, also implementing stuff like that in your car in F1 shouldn't be that crazy. But if it's giving a clear advantage over the competition, it could be like a violation.
Lewis Hamilton started when they started the race, he was 14,
17.
17.
Yeah, but he
And
spun out.
His brakes locked up or something like that.
No, the rear wheel
locked up, causing him to crash.
spin out and crash.
Yeah, so
DNF.
it was not a good weekend for Lewis Hamilton because he started 17th and ended disqualified or like did not finish DNF.
I think Aston Martin has been getting better progressively, but the drivers are falling behind. Fernando Alonso is pretty good. He's gotten pole position last season a lot. He didn't win yet, but he has the podium, right? But Lance Stroll has really not been good whatsoever.
Yes. I think that they have an advantage of Fernando Alonso's like time in F1, but what I think is that he's getting a little bit older, so that's a bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, and definitely he's going to be retiring soon, like Daniel Ricciardo, right? They were both stars at Red Bull once, but now they're just Daniel already retired, and then Fernando is also really close.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me so much. See you next episode.
Yeah.
Thank you, Koke, for
Thank you,
being
Koke,
here.
for being here.
So here we have our next guest. This is Mr. Watson.
Vroom vroom.
Yes.
So
So we had a couple of questions for you, but we recently learned you don't know much about F1,
So let me ask you a quick question first.
Go ahead.
How do you feel about F1?
Okay, so I like the idea of all sports. F1 just scares the mess out of me because it's like little mini Air Force jets flying around the track at super high speeds, and it makes my heart race to think one of them might crash. So
Right.
I get a little bit uncomfortable when I'm watching them. Like, I don't drive fast at all. I really, even when I'm in America, my speed limit is about 70 miles an hour.
right. So we'd like to ask you another thing. What kind of things do you know so far about F1?
All right, I definitely know what the cars look like, and I know what goes into them.
Okay.
So like when somebody tells me that, the car is moving at super high speeds, I know that those super high speeds are somewhere around 220 to 260 miles an hour. Is that about right?
That's about right.
Yes.
But I have a question for you. I know you don't watch much F1, but what did you like about this race weekend?
You know what? There was a lot of overtakes, which is always fun. And I love a good close event. And so being that the race at some certain points had, 2 or 3 people who were literally within small percentages of seconds of each other, that somebody has a 0.5 second lead. That's amazing to me. Like that's just good
Right.
competition.
So, what is your favorite driver? In general, what's your favorite driver?
I can't. The Italian kid. My man's about what's he? 22.
Charles Leclerc.
What's that?
Charles Leclerc.
There you go. That sounds.
He's from
right.
Monaco.
Yeah. Is he from Monaco?
Yes.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, but he goes for Ferrari, and this race weekend they had a 1-2 finish, which both Ferraris got pole position.
It doesn't surprise me. It's Ferrari. They do things. They make fast cars. They do big things.
Yes.
But yeah, so he would be the driver that I would say I've seen the most, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Watson. Do you
Thank
have
you very
anything
much.
else for us?
I do not. You guys are awesome. I love a good podcast. Keep it up. Well done,
Thank
both
you,
of you.
Mr. Watson.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.